There's no other industry that you can do that in. Not in Wall Street, not in insurance, not in other finances. This is the industry that helps the little guy. Through real estate investing, many individuals like you and like me have been able to increase our net worth substantially, obtain things and do things that we've always wanted to do, and change the direction of our family's legacy. You see, real estate investing is one of the few things that provides a variety of ways to make income, where you can take the philosophy of the millionaire has 7 streams of income and apply it to one industry as you go deep. You see, they have active income, they have passive income, and you can do portfolio income. And on today's episode, we're going to talk about that wealth triangle and the different ways you can make money in real estate today, because we all know real estate is one of the ways to increase our wealth, to give us the freedom that we want. You see, back years ago when I was working at JP Morgan Chase, I had met a guy and he had made a deposit of $3 million. And I called him up and I said, "Hey man, how did you do this?" He's like, "Man, I just flipped an apartment complex." I was like, "Can you tell me how to get involved?" And he gave me some advice. I took it, and it led me down this path of not just buying a rental property, which provides passive income, but it showed me how I could get into active income today without having to dump lots of money into it. And it allowed me to transition out of my day job into real estate investing full time. So I was able to make active income and add to that portfolio over time. And that's exactly what we're going to talk about here today on Forge to Win. Guys, my name is Ronald Walker, your host here today, and I am on a mission to educate 100,000 real estate investors on how to invest in real estate, how to change the direction of their life, and what it looks like to truly build wealth in one of the greatest tools available today. You know, they didn't teach us in school how to work on our financial income. They didn't teach us how do we increase our value in the marketplace. They didn't teach us how to get cash flow. And that's exactly what I want to address in this episode today. And if you guys are liking this content, hit that subscribe button for me, like the video, and hit that notification bell if you want to see more content that teaches you how you can invest in real estate, both actively, passively, and creating a portfolio income, so that way you don't have to worry about the money coming in and you can live the life that you see for yourself, that you can accomplish the dreams that you want, but it takes work up front. And I'm going to show you exactly where you can focus depending on where you're at in your life today. So in this wealth triangle, there's really 3 sides to real estate, okay? There's the active income that you can make. There's the passive income that you can make that requires management. And then there is portfolio income, which is the true mailbox money that we dream about, where we don't have to think about anything and we get that mailbox money. And I'm gonna give you a quick tip. It's not rentals, which we're gonna talk about here in a second and how to build that. But if you invest in real estate correctly and you have the right strategies, which we're going to talk about here at the end, if you have those in place, you can create multiple areas of active income, multiple areas of passive income, and multiple areas of portfolio income. So imagine you have 2 active streams, you have 3 passive streams, and you have 1 portfolio stream of income coming in all through real estate. See, that's the beauty. There's no other industry that you can do that in. Not in Wall Street, not in insurance, not in other finances. This is the industry that helps the little guy like you and like me be able to get in, get an advantage, and it just takes a little bit of hard work, a sprinkle of knowledge, and the ability to keep learning and implement these strategies. So what is this wealth triangle? You see, the wealth triangle really is this framework for how you can make money today. You see, when I got into real estate, I thought that I was going to be investing in real estate passively, right? That I was just going to be trying to build cash flow over time while I was working the job. After that guy sat down with me and showed me how he flipped this apartment complex, he turned me on to this event, and I was sitting in this event and I was listening to this guy on stage. And on stage, he said, "Yo, I made $18,000 in 3 hours by wholesaling a property." And the light bulb went off in my mind. I was like, $18,000 in 3 hours? What? Are you kidding me? Like, I'm working like crazy for 18 grand, right? And so I reached out to him and he ended up telling me where to go and learn about wholesaling. But the key here is that with little to no money, he was able to put in work and make a solid amount of money. And on the active side, this is what opened my mind to say, I don't need to have a job. I can go into real estate, and real estate can provide me with my active income while I'm building my passive income. And that's where wholesaling is so amazing, is it's one of the 4 things you can do to create active income in real estate. You can have your job be the thing that builds your wealth, and your job is a very high paying job. You can make $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 a month or more by being an active real estate investor while you're building your wealth on the back end. You see, these are the 4 ways you can make active income in real estate. You can, 1, you can wholesale, which we just mentioned. 2, you can rehab properties. You can buy them, put a crew together, rehab them, and resell them for a profit for $30,000 to $50,000. You see, soon after I left full time, I was wholesaling a deal and I was talking to an investor, and he told me the story. I was like, what got you into investing? He said, I went to law school and I was planning on becoming a lawyer. And as I was going down that journey, I said, you know what? Before I actually get a job doing legal work, I'm gonna flip a house. So he had this opportunity. He bought this house, he flipped it, and halfway through it, he's like, dude, contractors aren't showing up, the management is crazy, like I'm definitely not doing this. This is way too much work. And he got to the end, I think it was 3 months or something like that. He got to the end of it and he sold the property and he made like $86,000 on that deal. And he stepped back and he was like, I can go work for this firm for about $100,000 a year, or I can flip houses and go through that. There's no way I'm spending a whole year for $86,000 doing that much work when I can focus it here and make more money. And he decided to put the legal stuff on hold and go into real estate. That's the power of active income, because you don't have to spend years worth of time to make 6 figures. You can do that in a couple deals through rehabbing properties if you put the right strategies in place. Number 3 that you can make active income is through note sales. This is kind of like a hidden gem right now. Not a lot of people are talking about notes. They're not talking about being able to go out and find people who are looking to sell their notes at a discount, buy them, and turn around and flip them to smaller community banks, to other private individuals who are looking to invest in notes. You can buy them and flip those notes for a profit. I've done a few of these. It's a great underutilized way for you to get into investing today and create active income. And the 4th way is a long-term play, but it has to do with land development. You jump in, you're going to develop this land, and you're going to sell it for a big profit. Now, it takes a little bit longer, but this is active income. Transactions pay the bills. And if there's one thing I've learned from being in real estate 10 plus years now, is that the balance between trying to figure out what I need on an active income side versus what do I do to pay or build my wealth is kind of a hard thing for investors to understand and get used to. And one of the things I want to encourage you guys is, don't just go after the active income. Active income, I like to say, can be one of the great enemies to real estate investors because they get seduced. It's like you see this big jungle, right? And the jungle is the industry of real estate investing. And the ridge on the other side is you becoming a multimillionaire and increasing your net worth and going up to the top of that mountain over there and living that dream life and figuring out where you want to live. And as you start walking through the jungle, there is a seductress, and that seductress can lead you off the path. And what that is active income, because you can be seduced by $20,000, $40,000, not realizing that if you neglect building your income through portfolio income and passive income, you are actually setting yourself up for failure long term, even though it feels good today. See, there's a lot of cool people who've gotten into real estate that made a lot of money over a couple of years, and now they're broke because they didn't focus on building their wealth. They focused on transactions. And this was one of the mistakes that I made. For years, I just focused on transactions rather than building wealth. So let's talk about number 2 and actually get into that. What is the next thing you can do to invest in real estate? What's the other side of the triangle? It is passive income. Now, passive income, a lot of people think is that mailbox money coming in every single month. You don't have to do anything. You see, passive income is amazing, but it requires management. Anybody who owns a rental property will know that it is not 100% passive. There is an active management component. But you see, as you jump into passive income, you get so many additional benefits. Things like appreciation. You know, if you bought a property in 2017 and you were making cash flow over time and passive income, you were also passively getting the appreciation of that property all the way up to today with now what that new value is. And you've been able to capture that wealth, whether through equity or when you sell or refinance the property. This is the power of being able to buy it and then hold that property over time as it gradually increases your wealth. And the thing with real estate is a lot of times we can buy those properties in a way where we buy it with instant equity. We can buy it below what the value is. So you can get into rentals to do passive income. You can get into lease options where you turn around and rent it off with someone the option to buy. So you get money later, a big chunk later, while maintaining cash flow today. Number 3, you can get into property management. You can manage other people's properties and you can get a monthly income based on other people's portfolios. Essentially, you can take the headache of the management from them and get a piece of what they do. And I want to give you a tip. With Airbnbs, there is a massive opportunity for people who, as they jump into Airbnbs, if they can systemize the process, you can get a portion of Airbnb management fees, which are significantly larger than long-term management. Just a little tip there for you guys to go out there and win and look for ways to create passive income. The next one you can focus on is mobile home parks, commercial buildings, and apartment complexes. These are great ways and very attractive for you to be able to put your money in and get passive income. You get the appreciation, you get the tax benefits, and you get all of the benefits of being a full-time real estate investor here. But this isn't the true passive. This isn't the mailbox money where you don't have to think about it. That is another side of the triangle. You see, with passive income, all right, that's manageable, it requires work. And this is what a lot of the books, a lot of the people that sell individuals on getting into real estate leave out. Right? They say there's active income and there's passive income, but the truth is there's a third category, because passive income comes with management. You're still running a business. You're still having to be actively involved. You're still having to look after that property. Anybody who's bought 5 to 10 properties knows that it's not truly passive, but there is a way to be truly passive, and that's through the third side of the triangle, which is portfolio income. Now, portfolio income is literally one of my favorites because you do not have to think about it, okay? You do not have to think about it. So how do you do this? You can create portfolio income by buying notes. You can become the bank to somebody else and they're making a payment to you over time. And that coming in requires no management. You know, when's the last time Chase called you and said, hey, please fix my toilet, right? Or the owner called Chase and said, please fix my toilet. When's the last time that happened? It didn't. Chase just gets passive income for lending you the money. And by being someone who invests in notes, you get that same side. Seller financing is very similar. You buy a house and you turn around and you seller finance it out. Guess what? You put yourself again in the position of the bank with an asset that you have controlled. Number 3, and this is probably one of my favorite things that I've seen people do as they get more successful as a wholesaler and their active income and they've built up a portfolio, is now they have this cash on the side, right? They have $300,000, $400,000, $500,000, and they're like, yo, how do I cause that money to work for me, right? Because portfolio income really is answering the question of, hey, I've accumulated a little bit of wealth. I've accumulated a nest egg of money. How do I cause that money to work for me so that way I don't have to dip into that and put that money back into the business and lose it? How do I cause this money to multiply itself? And this way is by lending hard money, is finding active investors, people who are looking to go out and make an active income out of their properties, and lending those operators money for their projects. And you're able to get a passive return without running the rehabs, without figuring out the crew, without finding the deals. You can just be friends with another investor and lend them the money, and you get passive sources of income. I've done this for individuals. I've had tons of people do it for me. This is one of the hidden ways that people can get into real estate and create truly passive income, is just by connecting with solid operators and lending them the money, both short-term and long-term, in order to have that mailbox money come in and maximize their retirement accounts, maximize the $300,000 they have sitting in the bank or the $75,000 $100,000 they have on the side, why not lend that to an investor who's a professional who knows what they're doing to rehab that property so they can get a higher return on their cash and they can do more deals, helping them win and also giving you a return on your money. And then the last way to do it is to create a private equity fund or become a venture capitalist in some type of enterprise in real estate that you can receive a management fee, you can put your money on an apartment complex, and you just get a portion of that deal. You see, getting and understanding the wealth triangle, guys, is one of the primary ways you can create multiple streams of income, because multiple streams of income gives us comfort because we have active, we have passive, and we have truly passive mailbox money that's coming in that we don't have to think about. And so it solves one of the hardest problems as you jump into real estate full time is, how do I pay for my life now? And how do I build my wealth so I'm taken care of later? You see, if you understand the wealth triangle, you can start making decisions on, let me make active income here, let me gradually build my passive income over here, and let's figure out a way to start building a portfolio so that way I can decide what I want my life to look like and I can accomplish the things in my life I want, whether that's spending time with your family, whether that's traveling, whether that's enjoying your hobbies, whether it's buying a certain type of home. Real estate can help you get all of these things. You can obtain them, but you need to be strategic about how you're focused in real estate. And if you're focused in these three ways, how am I doing active? How am I building passive? And what am I doing for my portfolio? You will be able to capture the benefits of real estate and ride the wave all the way to being financially independent and free, which allows you to live that freedom life. It allows you to focus on your family, your health, your friends, your hobbies, your finances, your business based on what you want to do and how you want to contribute to the world. That's why it's important to understand this wealth triangle and jump in and figure out ways to create active, passive, and portfolio income. Guys, this is Forge to Win. If you're looking to learn more, we are on a mission to educate 100,000 people. And we just launched the Inner Forge, which is an internal resource center to walk you through how to invest in real estate. How do you get started on that path to active income or find deals to create that passive income for you? That is all in the Inner Forge, where we walk you through courses, training. We have resource kits for acquisitions, for selling properties, for property management. All of that is in the Inner Forge. Go to ronaldwalker.com or click the link below, and we'd love to help you out. Reach out to us if you are looking for help investing in real estate in order so you can be one of the ones who increases your net worth and obtain the things that you want for yourself.